And again, we do have less matches here, as I believe this was, of course, the week of the GSL qualifiers, and likewise players getting ready for Dallas. So the bracket was a little bit smaller this time. So straight from quarterfinals, bam, into semifinals. And here we go, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Persephone. We have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player, or the blue Protoss himself, representing Alcadzia Esports. It is a Creator. We go. And again, these two often go back and forth when it comes to their series. Creator, again, he has a very unique style of PvZ. I mentioned earlier how defensive he is, even here as well. Creator, he does like to mix in Twilight Council openers and mix in Glaive Adepts. That is true, does like to mix that in. But likewise, Creator, he's also willing to go into like double Robo, double Colossus production, into like a more later game state. He isn't really one to switch into Skytoss too quickly, not like Classic. Like Classic, he's more than happy and more than willing to switch into Skytoss like once he sees an opening, once he sees like a bit of a lull in the game and some freedom, then he will throw down the Fleet Beacon. Creator, instead, he will throw down like extra robos and just double down into a maxed out ground army instead, at least typically. But we'll see, we shall see. For now, we do have our initial openers: Hatch, Gas Pool, standard opener out of Solar. Initially standard opener. Likewise, behind this is going to be saturating. Gate expanded to Cybercore, standard opener out of Creator. Pylon gets thrown down, and again, this pylon is a little bit ambiguous. It's a little bit middle of the road here in between the bases, so you can go for a Stargate opener, you can high tech go for a Twilight Council instead. I mentioned earlier that Creator, he does like to mix it up. We'll see what he goes for on a map like Persephone. Here we go. Speaking of Stargate, so Stargate opener out of Creator. So far, so standard. Likewise, it's going to be on Solar to try to react, try to figure out what's going on, figure out what Creator is up to. So our third base from Solar, just now droning, saturating. So you have initial Oracle opener out of Creator. Does open Oracle. We'll see if he actually keeps his Oracle banked up in the main. This is something that Creator does like to mix in, where he would bank up his first Oracle, keep it at home, wait for the second Oracle, and then move out. The purpose of that would be to make it look like it's not a Stargate opener, and as a result, Solar would delay his spores. So we'll see if he does stay at home. Oh, no, there's a rally. There's a rally, moves out. He's going to move out. The Overlord will not quite confirm this yet, but Ling's a fan out. Creator makes his way across the map. Let's make his way across. Ling threatens to dive. So far, the Oracle has yet to be scouted. Until now. Spotted by the Overlord. Let's say Drew threaten a shade. Spores are on the way. They will shade. Oh, not quite. They don't quite shade in. We do have a Twilight Council follow-up into a Forge. Third base is well underway, so again, looks like a standard follow-up. So Stargate opener into a third base, into +1 and Blink. Nothing crazy yet out of the Creator. Nothing wild. Meanwhile, Eva Chamber first out of Solar, so he's going for the earlier Eva Chamber. This typically means +1 melee. I say typically. If you know anything about Solar ZvP, you'll know that Solar, he's very fond of all-ins in this matchup, and we do often see where he's very fond of going for a Hydra based all-in. That is based off of +1 range, or there's even a build where he goes for the Eva Chamber, doesn't get an upgrade, and then just goes straight for Lair, straight for Hydras. Meanwhile, FC straight into the mineral line. Oh! Orc overextends, massive pickup. Orc goes down. And Solar, he shuts down the aggression. Creator did overextend. Has to back up, has to pull away. Lair's in production. I don't see an upgrade yet. We spoke about it. There is a build where Solar will skip upgrades. But for now, distracted, catching out the Adepts. Nice use of the healing pad. Does move out, still no upgrades. Show us the Hydrogen. Gases are being taken. Yep, all the gases. Hydrogen's on the way, no upgrade. This is intentional. This is a 3-base all-in. So basically the purpose here, yep, +1 range. So +1 range is on the way. Basically we're going to be skipping out and going for a very strong Hydra timing. 4th base should just be for Larva here. And Soul's just going to double down. I believe he cuts workers at 66, maybe at 69 at most. Oh, speaking of going for the Bailey Nest, okay. So let's go for the nest. Behind this Creator, he is just stuck at home, building up. Behind this, going into Storm. Templar Archives on the way. Creator is now stuck at home after the failed aggression. There's Overlord Speed. Solar, he will now have access to Dropper Lords. This could be either to reinforce the push or to harass at the same time. We'll see. As Solar, he does actually drone up even further, so my apologies. I assumed that he was going to commit a little bit harder here, but this upgrade is going to be later, so Solar, he's droning up to 4-base saturation. Which means now we have the choice. Now we have the option to go into an Infestation Pit, to take up into Hive. So we'll see if Solar techs, or we'll see if he just commits on Lingbane Hydra. Solar, we gotta calm down. Is lacking Hydra speed. So we'll have to back up. Again, Solar still building up his Ling Hydra. Bearing in mind there's no tech. There's no Infestation Bits. There's no Lurker 10. There's no further tech here from Solar, just doubling down on Lingbane and Hydras. And we're waiting for him to max out. Oh, here comes the mass Doom Drop. Let's go. Did mention Overlord Speed earlier. Overlord Speed is done. Doom Drop is on the way. Here we go. And again, this is going to be very committed here by Solar. Again, as a reminder, he is choosing not to tech up. He's choosing to commit on Lair tech. And here comes the drop. As the drop is moving out. So massive Doom Drop into the main. At the same time, Hydra's distracting here on the right hand side. Now Creator, he does have Storm. Solar, he's maxed out. And again, this is a lair based all-in. There's no other tech. This is designed to break a Creator. He's banking so much on that drop. Stasis going up. Likewise, Doom Drop does unload into the main. Solar so far distracting. Storms, they do connect. Yeah, brutal connections here on the Hydras. Oh my god. Hydras going down at the same time. Drops into the main base. More Storms going to be coming in. And despite the drop play, Solar, it does take a lot of Storms to the face. And Creator, he defends. He defends the main. Does defend the main base. At the same time, though, Solar, he breaks through on the right-hand side. Gets into the mineral line. Does force a recall. And Creator, he's holding. Wow, Creator, he's holding on. He barely loses any workers. What was that? 2 probes. Only 2 workers go down, and this fails to get damage done. And remember, Solar, he was all in. Solar, he was all in. Solar, he has no other step here. He has no other tech. He's being outscaled. So as the game goes on, it's getting better and better for Creator. Building up more High Templar, more Storm. Oh, speaking of, he does overextend. A bit of miscontrol. Throws away an Immortal, throws away High Templar. Ooh, has Storms, they do connect. Yeah, the Storms are brutal. Oh my god. Storm on the Hydras. The Lings, they do get a strap on the Immortal, not bad. Oh god. But the Storms are insane. And Solar, he's struggling here. As the Lings are being cleaned up. Oh, but Creator, does he have a Storm? Without Storms, he cannot hold on. Here we go, High Templar moving in. Banelings are coming in for the flank. Up! Oh, they do connect with the High Templar. Massive pickups. High Templar go down. And who needs Storm when you have charge lots? who needs Storm? Pappy Zealous, they do clean up. And again, Solar's been all in this entire time. Remember, for the past almost 5 minutes at this point, Solar, he has not been teching, and he's still not. There's no infestation bit, there's no hive, there's no further upgrades. We're stuck on 1-1. We never started +2. Like, Solar, he needs to end the game. Meanwhile, Creator taking up into Sky Toss. Stargate's on the way, Fleet Beacon's on the way. And at this point, it is too late for Solar to tech. Like, it's either Solar ends the game or he ends the game. Like, like, there's no other option. It's too late, Pap. It's too late. He's committed. At the same time, a nice Baneling run by. Gets into the mineral line. Likewise, Solar barreling in once again. At least had a lot in the process, though. With that Solar, he's forced back. He's forced back. Tempest Production's on the way. Mothership as well. 5th base for Creator. That is brutal. Now, technically, if Solar can get on top of the High Templar again, if he can get on top of them, if he can focus them down, like Solar, he can take a fight. He can still win. He can still win this game if Creator makes mistakes. And that's what he's hoping for. He's hoping for mistakes. Gets on top of the 5th base. Likewise, collapsing in the army. Bailey trolling in. Bailey takes down the High Templar. Nicely done. Where are the Storms? As we maybe overinvested going into Sky Toss. And there's only one High Templar. Only one High Templar against this. We need more High Templar. We need more Storms. Creator barely holding on. Does have the cloak. He is holding, but we need splash damage. I mean, whether it's Storm or whether it's Colossus, we need something. There we go. 4 High Templar finally morphing in. They're morphing into Archons. I mean, Archons are also going to be useful, but unless we need so many High Templar, we go 2 more. Nice Storm. Storm connects. Creator now down to 4 bases. Slow zone. Oh, locks down the army. And this time, Bailey's they crash into Archons. Not the most efficient pickoffs. And not the most efficient trades. But once again, though, are we running out of Storms? Now the High Templar goes down. Creator, he barely doesn't have enough. He has to back up. But the Tempest, though. Are they getting value? Yeah, they're getting value. Creator once again is barely holding. Sol has been all in for 10 minutes. It's crazy. He's been all in since what, like the 6-minute mark. Creator still barely reinforcing. I'm still concerned by the lack of High Templar. He has the money for it. Once again, the Master Hydra can actually trade well here. I'm not too convinced by this move out, I'll be honest. Like, Mass Hydra's not meant to be this intimidating, but without any splash damage, sure, I mean, it is. Archon's going down, Mothership as well. Creator feels like he's overextending. Also warping in. Creator, he still might just barely have enough anyway. It is close. Zella peels off into the mineral line. More Zealots warping in. There we go. One Zealot is all it takes. Gets into the mineral line. Drone's going to be going down. There we go. High Templar now morphing. Jeez. Like, Creator has been missing macro cycles. You can see Creator, he has 1,000 minerals in the bank. He has 300 gas. Like, he just has been missing warp-ins. And that has been slowing him down. But here we go. This is an army. Creator with Archons, with Storm. Please, that one Archon. Creator is on 10 gates. Could do with a couple extra gateways. Just to keep himself going. There's the 5th base on the way. And again, it has been a little bit shaky here from Creator, but it should still be his game. Like, this should still go in favor of Creator. Likewise, pushing forward. Breaks through the Hydras, and there we go. Creator, he overwhelms. Hydras are falling one after the other. More Zealots going to be rolling in. Solo, he has to abandon the base. At the same time, nice fading armor. 35 probes. Oh my god. As Creator, he was heavily oversaturated. Oh. And suddenly Creator, he's that much more committed. It's going to keep going. Does have to keep pushing. There you go. 3 more High Temple morphing in. Just for Archons. No Storm. Solo, of course, will just been stuck on Link Bane Hydra the entire time. For almost the past 15 minutes. It's crazy. It's crazy. And there we go. Creator now can just steamroll forward. GG gets called. He does overwhelm the army, and Creator, he will take a lead in the series 1-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, Creator, he had a stronger start, is what I will say, and it should have been a bit of a cleaner game as well, but yeah, it was a little bit surprising to see Creator, again, just have a bit of a shakier follow-up there. Again, he was just on a very low High Templar count. He wasn't really relying too heavily on them or too heavily on Storms. He was missing some warp-ins here and there, so that was a bit of a more shaky game than it needed to be. Regardless, he was able to find his footing towards the end. He was able to commit and able to break through. Still did take it in the end. GG. GG, well played. Solo, of course, he was all in for so much of that game, and he just committed time again, and it almost worked. He was almost able to break Creator, but not quite. Barely, not quite. And that leads us here into game number 2. That leads us into Tokamak. Let's go. Is it really an all-in if the all-in lasts 66% of the game? Yes. An all-in can last a long time. That is true. It is true. All the features of the all-in were still applicable there, where like he just had no longevity in that game. Like he had to obviously commit, had to end it, otherwise he would just be outscaled, and he was outscaled. And here we go. We are getting into game number 2 and spawning in the top right hand corner. Top right hand corner here of Tokamak, we have the red Zerg player, the red Zerg player himself for Team Falcons. It is Solar. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss himself, representing Team Alcadzia Esports. It is a creator. Go. Here we go. Any Terran matches coming up? We just covered Percival, so we just did cover one of our Korean Terran players, and we will be featuring Bjorn afterwards as well. As after this semifinals, it is going to be Bjorn versus Rogue in the other semis. Now they're going to be settling in. So far we have our standard opener here out of Solar, Hatch Gas Pool, standard opener out of our Zerg player. Likewise, a Gate Expand into Cybercore out of Creator. Nothing crazy so far. Now we are loading into a much larger map of the map pool. Now there's a lower chance that Solar is going to all in. Again, last game he just committed on Lair Tech, he just committed maxing out on Link Bane Hydra and just doubled down and just never teched up, never teched out, never got into a hive, never got into lurkers or anything else. But there's a lower chance of that happening here. Here, those kind of all-ins are less effective, so we should be seeing Solar embrace a longer game state or try to end the game even earlier. But I'll be honest, we do expect Solar to take more gases early on, to drone, and to head into hive, head into lurker tech. But we'll see. Another option, of course, is Mutaplay. True. Tokamak, not the worst map to go into mutas, to go into Aspire. Interesting, as we do head into our third. So going to be delaying our next set of queens here in favor of a third base, or in favor of third base. Behind this creator opening up with his Stargate. And once again opening up Oracle. Here we go. Oracle is on the way. As you see, Solar threatening the third base. So far, Creator is keeping up. It does delay his Oracle aggression, but it does move out nonetheless. You see Solar just saturating on 3 bases, building himself up. And right now we're waiting to see the Evo Chamber. Waiting to see if we go for an Evo Chamber first, would you see a Roachworn, or if we skip it, go for a faster lair. So we're waiting for the tech. Meanwhile, that is going to be an earlier Twilight Council. We were hyper-fixated on Solar, talking about what he would do just because he was the aggressor last game. But this time, Creator with a bit of a cheekier build. Gateways are being thrown down. We're waiting for another gateway. 3 gates set up for the time being. No Forge. Are we going into Glaives? Safety Roachworn. Thankfully, Safety Roachworn out of Solar. If you remember, he did skip this last game. And show us what you got. As it is going to be Blink, but no Forge. Or delayed Forge, I should emphasize. Now, something that I actually haven't seen in a long time, it has fallen out of favor, it's fallen out of the meta, is 3 base, 8 gates Blink all-ins. That is very heavily fallen out of meta here, and that is going to be an option, but there we go. Forge on the way. Forge is on the way. So later upgrades out of Creator. Much later forge. Wait, I'm just trying to think the last time we saw an 8-gate all-in. It must have been like maybe 2 months ago at this point. Jesus. It has been a while. I mean, players, they did get used to scouting it. They got used to and better at defending against it. I guess because it was a lot more prevalent. But it has fallen by the wayside. Behind this creator, he does get a couple of workers. Behind this, taking up into Storm once again. So +1 and Blink into Storm. Meanwhile, Solar, he's actually committing quite hard here into Roach production. Okay. A lot of Roaches are on the way. Solar is expanding, getting a 4th. So far, joining up to 68. +1 range, more Roaches on the way. Okay. Very heavy Roach composition here out of Solar. I assume this was just for safety, but no, he's doubling down. We have +1 range on the way, knocking down those rocks, and Solar, he might just go for a 3-way soul in here, might not saturate the 4th base and just commit with Roach Queen. Yeah, here we go. Drop Lord, German Taxi. He's going for the German Taxi. Drop Lords are on the way. Solar, he's committing. He's sending it. Okay, bold move on Tokamak. Bold move. So far, unscouted. So far, Creator, he's expanding, getting a 4th base. Right now, it's all about defending. We need shield batteries. We need shield batteries. We need warp ins. Solar, he's going to send it. This will hit with +1. Oh, actually, this won't hit with +1. So again, still building up more Roaches. Oh, Solar, he gets supply block. Oh, God. Brutal supply block. That is going to slow him down. Here come the Dropper Lords. And Creator, he is still yet to confirm. And now he does. Yeah, now he sees all the Roaches. Now he's a little bit more aware. And immediately cannons. Immediately cannons are on the way. Shield batteries on the way. But again, this is a late reaction out of Creator. Now remember, he can't just abandon the 4th. He doesn't have to save it. As here comes the all-in. Oh, nice stasis. Stasis goes up. It's all or nothing for Solar. Storm is done for Creator. And again, he has a decent defensive setup here. And Solar, he does bypass the 3rd base, rotating over towards the 4th instead. And there's a chance here that Creator might fight without all of this support, without all of this defense. 4th goes down. We did mention that this doesn't really matter too much. Meanwhile, lane drop into the main. Cannon will finish in time. A bit of an awkward engage here out of Solar. Does push in. Storms, they graze the army. No major connection. Better Storm. Roaches, they sip into the bases. Yeah, they're sipping into the natural. Creator getting torn apart. Roaches, they bust into the main. Creator not quite in position. Solar does catch a couple of Stalkers. Likewise gets into the main mineral line. Decent Storm. And better Storms towards the end. We need more. And then he's getting them. Jesus. The Storms are good. But is there enough? Again, the cannons are too far back. Archon goes down. Oof. Piles are connecting. Solar is trading well. Hive is being cleaned up. Is being cleaned up, leading out a lot of Ravagers. Oof. Ravagers getting picked up. And Creator, he's holding. Creator, he's holding on. Behind this, Solar is still just doubling down. just like the last game. Solar, he's not getting +2. He's not taking gases. He's not taking up into Hydras. He's just making pure Roach. He just wants to end it. And again, this is typically how Solar does approach ZvPs. It's non-stop all-ins. Just non-stop all-ins. It's very Maru-esque now that I think about it in a certain way. Like Maru in TVP. But here we go. Balze's thrown away. Solo coming in. The Queens, they waddle across the map. Oof. And zoning back the Immortal. And he will catch one. Immortal goes down. Nice pickup. Takes down the Immortal, going for the other as well. And Solo, he's overwhelming. He's just overwhelming the army. Again, just not enough Immortals. I say that, never mind. We do get a decent flank. Solo running out of roaches. Okay, the Ravagers are getting picked off as well. I'll take down the Cybercore, not bad. But we get a brutal surround. And with this surround, Creator, he should force this back. Biles, they keep connecting. Do you keep connecting? Oh. This Creator does hold on to his 3 bases. Behind this, Solo going for the gold. Just to keep himself going. And just making sure there's no expansion. Is no 4th base. Oh. Coming in for the surround. Nice catch. Does punish the Stalkers. Stalkers getting punished. Wilds once again, they take down the Archon. Oh. Still brutal trades. Still more efficient fights here from Creator. As Creator, he's up to 4 Immortals. But Solar, he can keep this going. Again, takes the gold, takes a hybrid base. So again, bearing in mind Solar, he has not droned in like 6 minutes. But he has a fresh base, he can just transfer over. He has a boosted economy. He can keep himself going. Solar, he is looking to outscale Creator. Or just overwhelm, I should say. So overwhelm with just sheer number. +3 is on the way for Creator. He is getting better upgrades. Getting to +3. Building up more storms. But the Immortals are exposed. Oh! Decent storm. 1 Immortal goes down. Gets 1. Oh! Gets 1 Immortal. Likewise collapsing in. Yeah, the Immortals are falling one after the other. Now there's no more static defense. And Solar, he has done it. He does break through. Who needs to drone? Who needs to take up? Nah. Not Solar. Just double down. Just commit. As Creator is down to 2 Immortals. 2 Immortals remaining. Takes down the Archons. They both do go down. Solar, give him credit, is getting +2. +2 has begun. Let's go. And with that Solar, he does punish. Once again, Creator attempts to expand. Does finally get a 4th base, or is trying to get it up and running, but he won't be able to. He won't be able to. Once again, zone back. Mineral line going to be going down. Brutal pickoffs. There's 2 Immortals remaining. Getting really nice kiting here from Solar. And with that, the Immortals they're exposed. They're once again exposed. Creator Court defending his 4th base and his 3rd. He's just so spread out. Oh. Piece off some stalkers, sorry, some roaches, some Ravagers as well. Some decent trades towards the end, but it's just a numbers game at this point. Creator just cannot keep up. Not like this. As Solar gets into the 4th. And once again, the 4th, it's going to go down for the 2nd time. Creator, he just can't expand. He cannot break out. Not like this. Not like this. And again, I was impressed initially. I was very impressed with the initial defense. But it was a late scout. It was a late scout, late realization of what was happening. Likewise, he took a lot of bounce to the face, and GG gets called. Solar he will overwhelm, and Solar ties up the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew, GG. We're going to the ace match here, going all the way to game 3, and we'll see how this story ends. As oh good, we are loading into Pylon for game number 3. Oh boy. Now, so far, game 1 and game 2, Solar has gone for different variations, but non-stop 3-base all-ins. Non-stop 3-base all-ins here out of Solar. Again, this is what he's known for in ZvP, so we do expect to see aggression again. What I will say, though, loading into Pylon, is that we could see earlier aggression. Here on Pylon, this is more known for even 2-base all-ins. So we could see Solar cut workers earlier and be more aggressive earlier on as well. We'll see how both players will approach this. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have our South Korean Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg representing Team Falcons, tying up the series 1-1. It is Solar. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Alkadzia Esports. It is a Creator. We go. So game 1, Creator, Solar went for a 3-base Lingbane Hydra all-in. Game 2, it was for a variation of German Taxi with pure Ling Roach Ravager all-in, also on 3 bases. When I say 3 bases, I do mean 66 workers, so 3-base economy, with a 4th base mainly for Larva. But here, welcome to Pylon. Pylon is known for even earlier aggression, like all-ins, whether it's ARAXs from one side, or even 2-base all-ins in TVP, or even here, even 2-base all-ins with earlier German taxis are also seen quite prevalently on this map. Even just Lin Queen walks across the map as well, we have seen on Pylon. This entire series, it's been Creator being the defender, and I feel like that role is going to be the same here as well. He's going to just reprise that role of defending, and we'll see if he can pull it off. Now, I might be getting ahead of myself. I'm assuming that we're going to see aggression out of Solar again, but we'll see. For now, standard openers. We have our standard openers. It would make the most sense if Creator were to open up once again with an earlier Twilight Council. I'm referring to like Stargate opener into expansion, into a Twilight Council, into earlier Blink, just to be safe. We'll see. As getting into the map itself, the rush distance by ground is very short, so short rush distance by ground. Likewise, the 3rd bases are less defendable. They're a lot more wide open. There's a lot of angles of attack as well in between the 3rd, the natural, and the 4th base. So we have seen many a player attempt and struggle to defend on this map. Solar going for his 3rd. Joining up. Once again, Stargate opener out of Creator. So he does threaten the shade. Toadep's taking 1-shot drones, and he does commit. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 drones going to be going down. This is brutal damage already, getting up to 4, getting up to almost 5. Did I say almost 5 drones go down? That is a brutal start here for Solar. And Creator, Oracle into Void Ray. Interesting. The Void Ray is going to hunt down the Overlord, is going to deny vision, deny scouting. This could be for hidden tech. It could not be. That's what's dangerous about a Void Ray. Don't know what could be behind it. Creator moves out, more drones going down, no Spore in position. And just a really shaky start here for Solar. Letting out how many 8 drone kills already. Oh boy. 8 workers go down. We have more queens on the way. Interesting. This might just be a Link Queen all-in. Like Solar, after losing this many workers, it's hard to macro out of this. And it's not uncommon to just commit. So we'll keep an eye on Solar. We'll see if he drones. Right now Solar is supply blocked as well, so got 8 drone kills plus a supply block. Okay, he's droning. He's droning, is saturating. So Solar, he has a lot of catching up to do. 9 more drones on the way. Meanwhile, a robo follow-up, not a Twilight Council. This tells me, this almost looks like creators expecting an all-in. With a robo opener, this means that if a Roach Warren gets thrown down, if we have a Roach based all-in, then creator will have early immortals. Early immortal production here. But again, Solar, he did somewhat drone up. Solar, he supply blocked once again. 4 more overlords on the way. Layers in production. And Solar, he is going for roaches. He is going for the Roach Warren. Now, what I will say is that because it is a robo fold, not a Twilight Council, it means that creator can't actually be aggressive. Like, we often see if say a hero were in this position or any other Protoss player were to get this much economic damage this early on, that's 12 drones, by the way. 12 drone kills and all these supply blocks. They would follow this up with Blink with +1 and just move out across the map and just send it and go for a proxy pylon to reinforce and proxy gateway to reinforce. But because of the robo opener, creator doesn't really have that kind of pushing power. Again, he has immortals, no Blink Stalkers, or even charge. Immortal gets spotted as Spire follow-up. I do like this, so we're going for the mutas, going for the Spire. Charge is on the way. Now, what's scary here is that it looks like creator is going to strike before mutas hit the field. The muta play can be really effective, especially against a robo opener, but this does feel late because it is late because of all the damage that Solar has sustained. And creator, he should be active sooner and earlier. But we'll see. As Oracle's to threaten a dive. They get a revelation in the main. Alas, the tech is hidden not in the main base, but at the 3rd location instead. No Spore, by the way. Stasis Wrap's going up. Oracle's going to be zoned back. And creator, he's not going for the timing, he's going for a second robo into a Temple Archives, into a bay as well. Creator, he's taking up so much. And because it's taking up so much, that means his army is going to be smaller, that means his 4th base is going to be later, that means that the Spire is going to go undetected. Yeah, the Spire is done, mutas are on the way. Again, no scouting out of creator. And creator, he is hyper fixated on an anti-ground army, which, to be fair, like, this would be amazing against Hydra Lurker play if that's what was happening.
Research complete.
Oracle gets a revelation, Seasoling Roach. This should be suspicious. Like the gas has to be spent somewhere. Yeah, he knows. Yeah, he does know. Does spot this. Phoenix production has begun. It's a late scout at a creator, but he does scout nonetheless. Cannons are on the way. Prism moves out, and Muse will go for the main. Creator, he has some time to respond. Oh. Does well with the Phoenix. So far, so good. Stargate is depowered. Main army does hit the low ground. And again, creator, he was just throwing down so much resources and tech. Like, his army just is lacking. So a really strong start at a creator by sniping all those workers, but a shaky follow-up. As creator, he has no blink. He's building up more Colossus. Meanwhile, Solar, he is recovering. I would even say that at this point he has recovered in this game. Been able to redraw and resaturate. He's going into mass muta. 20 mutas. And again, Creator is still not ready for mass muta. He's got 2 Archons. He's making more Colossus. At this point, he would need Storm. And a second Stargate. Like a second Stargate, Mass Phoenix. Considering just how many mutas there are. There's 25. And Creator, he has underreacted. Archon goes down. Massive pickup. Takes down one of the, there was only 2 Archons to begin with. And Phoenix is going to be going down. We have Vanilla Stalkers warping in. It's now sinking in just how heavily Solar committed into mass muta. And Creator, he cannot stop this. He just can't. Yeah, Stalkers are just being focused on one after the other. And Creator, he's all in. Creator, he's all in at this point. Going for a massive counterattack. Knocking down the base. It does get an expansion, that's true. Oh, the Phoenix are trapped. Oh no! Yeah, the Phoenixes are trapped. They're going down. Every single Phoenix goes down, and the music will kill everything else. There's just not enough anti-air here. There's Adepts, Immortals, Colossus. And Solar, he's running away with this. And sure, bases are going down and workers are going down, but there's no answer to the mutants. That's the reality here. There's just no answer. And again, Solar had a really rough start. He lost 12 drones at the start of the game. it was a really rough start for Solar. But he recovered. Did recover. Takes down all the Stalkers. What is there left? There's a handful of Colossus. There's 1 Archon. And we have plenty of mutas. As long as he magic boxes. And he does. Those magic box. Takes down the Archon. Takes down all the Stalkers. And from here, we'll clean everything up. And GG gets called. There was just never any answer to the mutas. And Solar, he will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. We did see a very different kind of build here from Solar. He had a really rough start, but going into mutas, especially unscouted, is a way to recover. Not just that, even when Creator scouted the mutas, his reaction was he very much so underreacted. He underreacted to the mutas. He never got into Blink. He never got a second Stargate. He never invested or doubled down into extra Archons either. His anti-air was always very lacking. He was still making Colossus and still making Immortals and still focusing on his ground force, and he got punished. He got punished by just the sheer amount of mutas. GG. GG, well played. With that, Solar does advance on to the grand finals, and we'll see who will face off against Solar as we get ready for our next semis. Let's go. Up next, we have a best of 3 between Björn and Rogue.